Hello everyone, Zidster here. And sorry for being so behind on everything I wanted to do. Between family emergencies, problems, and situations, I've just not been able to get on and do the things I wanted to do. But I'm back. And by popular demand, I am doing my Final Fantasy XIV classes for dummies, Sage. And yeah, we're going to get into this. So, for those of you joining up, hello Xbox players. I hope you're looking forward to the new expansion that just was announced, their release date as of June, I believe it's on June 28th, is early access. I hope you've gotten your pre-orders. I will be getting mine within the next day or so. And it's going to be exciting. It really is. So here we go. I'm going to try and get these done before Dawntrail comes out. That way everybody is up to date on the current classes. And then I get to look forward to trying out Viper and Pictomage. I'm not so sure about Pictomage, but I'm kind of looking forward to Viper. Well, anyway, here we go. I have Mikleo out, and I'm going to go over Sage. Now, Sage is as my son likes to say, a broken healer class, which I kind of have to agree. This is a very enjoyable class to play if you know what you're doing. Now, I'm probably going to butcher some of the names of the abilities, so please bear with me. So to start with, if you are going on, I'm not sure exactly how I want to go about doing this, whether or not I should start with the healing or just go through the abilities. So I'm going to just do my usual. I'm going to go through the abilities. So we're going to start here with Diagnosis. Now, Diagnosis has two different ways it can be used. One is just a plain old attack. The second is a sort of like damage over time ability. So I'm going to show you how this works. Now, normal Diagnosis, which it's coming up Diagnosis 3 on my bar because I'm level 90. I'm going to go over here to my striking dummy. And it's just your basic attack, as you can see here. Now, to make it a damage over time, we're going to go over here to, and I'm going to bring this up right here. And here I go. I'm probably going to butcher this. Eucrasia or Eucrasa. I'm not sure how they want to say it, but anyway, you use that. It changes to Eucrasian Dosis, and in my case 3, but probably just, if you're starting out, just regular doses. So it's Eucrasian Dosis 3. And there you go. If you look up at your enemy hotbar, you have this going on right here, Eucrasian Dosis 3, sustaining unexpected damage over time. It lasts for roughly about 30 seconds before you have to recast it, which in Sage's case is super stinking fast. So, that is our first action. Now, most of your Sage abilities, you're going to be using Eucrasia to add to your abilities. So let's go over this one. It says augments certain offensive and healing magic actions. Dosis 3 is upgraded to Eucrasia Dosis 3. Diagnosis is upgraded to Eucrasian Diagnosis. And Prognosis is upgraded to Eucrasian Prognosis. This action does not share a recast timer with any other action upon execution. The recast timer for this action will be applied to all other weapon skills and magic actions. So it's used when using Diagnosis, Prognosis, and where's my other one? I know it's here somewhere. Where'd you go? Where are you? Huh? I don't know where it went. Okay, here we go. Diagnosis. Sorry, I really screwed up this morning. Diagnosis is a healing. Dosis is a healing. Is a damage dealing. So that was my bad. Sorry. So Diagnosis. Let's go back to that. Hey, Micleo, stop attacking. Restores target HP, cure potency 450. So I'm going to target good old Micleo here. And I'm going to put Eucrasia on. That puts these highlights Eucrasian Diagnosis. So no, I didn't intend for that. Boy, I'm having trouble this morning. Reset striking dummies. Come on, Micleo, away from there. Let's get over here. So you see how that's done is I put that on as a shield, actually. It does a shield on Micleo, which I'm just going to leave him be. But if I was just to use it as a healing, that's how it works. Downside is Sage is much like Scholar. They are just a barrier class. So their primary focus of healing is to produce barriers. So when you do this, which I guess I wasn't far enough away, you're putting on a barrier. So, going back to our actions and traits, I'm going to go over here to Prognosis. This restores own HP and HP of all nearby party members. Cure potency 300. So here we go. This is Prognosis, and yeah, you can just do this, but it's kind of useless. It doesn't have a whole lot of healing potency. But if you do this, you put a shield on that that not only heals everyone, but also puts a shield over everybody. So it's quite useful. There is a lot when it comes to doing this. Another thing that will happen, and I don't have it here because I'm not fighting an actual enemy. You see this bar? One of the things that will happen when you have put on the shields, if the shields are broken, one of these will come down, giving you the option of Toxicon. Unfortunately, because I'm not fighting any enemies, we're not doing any damage, it's not breaking Micleo's shield, therefore it's not giving me Toxicon. But the idea behind it is you need to have on either Eucrasian Diagnosis or Eucrasian Prognosis to get these to appear. So, moving on. And I know these all sound very confusing, but my suggestion, anyone who wants to try this out, your best bet, go into the duty support system or the trust system and try it out for yourself. Go in there and put some of these on your hotbar and work with it, because as confusing as this all sounds, it actually is a very easy class to learn, and you learn that it's also very quick. It's a fast healer, so you kind of feel like you're overpowered. And you will probably change this in Dawntrail, so probably everything I'm telling you now is going to be useless, but I'm going to do it anyway. Alright, next on our list is, here we go, another one. I'm probably going to butcher this. Igerio or Igerio? I'm not sure. This is your Raise ability. Resurrects target to a weakened state. So, yeah, that's your Rise, Resurrect, you name it, there it is. So we have inadvertently gone over Dosis 3. So we'll just, you can see it, whereas the way it goes here is it starts with Dosis 2, now Dosis 3. So we're going to move on to Felgama. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. There's Felgama, Felgama 2, and Felgama 3. This ability deals unexpected damage to target and all nearby enemies. Let's see. Enemies nearby it with a potency of 600 for the first enemy and 50% less for all enemies remaining. That's their usual. Additional effect. Restores HP to target under the effect of Cardian, granted by you. Cure potency 170, maximum charges 2. Recast timer cannot be affected by status effects or cure attributes. Now, you're sitting there going, well, wait a minute, what's Cardian? Alright, so I'm going to have to go a little out of order and explain Cardia. Grants self the effect of Cardia and a selected party member or self the effect of Cardian, restoring HP after casting certain magic attacks. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to apply this to Mikleo. Now, I want you all to watch very carefully. I'm going to zoom out so that you guys can see. Cardian, I highly recommend to be put on either someone in the party who obviously takes a lot of damage. Most of the time it'll be tank, but every so often I've noticed DPSs having issues in dungeons. The tank being able to hold their own, and the DPS needing a little help. So I sometimes will put this on DPS. But I'm going to put that on Mikleo, and I am going to use Dosis 3. If you'll notice, it helps with Mikleo. Now, because he has his full hit points, it's not going to show the damage. And I may even go into a dungeon tomorrow with my sage just to bring up how this actually works, because you can't really tell unless you're in battle. So I'm going to leave it there. However, going back to Felgama, we're going to use Felgama on our enemy here. Now, normally that would give healing potency to Mikleo, but again, he's at full hit points, so it kind of is pointless. So, we're going to go back to our stuff here. Let me see if I can... There we go. Alright. I'm going to go way over here. And hopefully that'll be far enough. Okay. Moving back on to our actions and traits. Next in line is Dicracia 2. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Dicracia. Deals unexpected damage with a potency of 170 to all nearby enemies. Additional effect restores HP to target under the effect of Guardian, granted by you. So, I'm going to demonstrate this, not against a striking dummy, obviously, because I just walked away. But this is an AoE attack. Unfortunately, however, you have to be in the middle of the fray for this to even do any damage. So you have to be up in the middle of everything, which kind of really sucks. But nice part is when you are doing this and you're doing it with a tank, the tank also receives healing as you are constantly hitting enemies. So if you're in the middle and you get a lot of mobs, if the tank's taking on a lot of mobs and can handle it, here's a good way to heal and do damage at the same time. So it's kind of cool. That one's, I actually like that one, except I don't like being in the middle of the fray. And here we have Toxicon. Now, Toxicon, again, does not appear unless their shields are broken, and it will pop up on your, on this bar. These will come down. Mind you, you don't get this ability until you're pretty far into Sage. This is a level 82 ability. So you're not going to get it before you're in the 80s. So, excuse me. But this also is an AoE. So I'm going to say what this one does. Deals unexpected damage to target and all enemies nearby it with a potency of 330 for the first enemy and 50% less for all remaining enemies. Additional effect. Restores HP to target under the effect of Guardian. Granted by you. Cure potency of 170. Says a Dursing cost 1. Meaning, every time you use it, you have 3. If you've gotten your bar up to 3, if it's up to full. So, that will be, one of the, Toxicons will be used until you run out. Or somebody's shield breaks and you get another one. Either way, that's how it works. No, wrong one. Okay, this ability, I love it. In a dungeon, I love this ability. This ability is just, I'm sorry, it's just great. I love it. Unfortunately, it has an extremely long recast time of 120 seconds, basically 2 minutes. But it's well worth using. I use it when the tank pulls a boatload of mobs, because the more mobs it hits, the more healing it does. And this is an AoE. Mind you, this can be used against a single enemy. It's just not as effective. And I believe it's called, and I'm going to make that P a silent P, because to me that would mean, that would say Neuma, maybe. Please, if you know a different pronunciation that's better than what I'm coming up with, please let me know. Anyway, deals unexpected damage to all enemies in a straight line before you with a potency of 330 for the first enemy and 40% less for all remaining enemies. Additional effect, restores own HP and the HP of all party members within a radius of 20 yalms. Cure potency of 600. Additional effect, restores HP to targets under the effect of Guardian granted by you. Cure potency of 170. Recast timer cannot be affected by status effects or gear attributes. Most of the time I don't think any of it does anyway, but there's that. So, that is Neuma, and I do love Neuma. Neuma is wonderful. I'm going to come over here, and yes, I'm going to use it on Striking Dummy, just so that you can get the idea of what it can do. Where's my Neuma? There it is. And as you can see, it it hits the enemy, doing damage as well as healing. I'm just going to let Mikleo be. Okay, moving on. Now this one I've yet to really understand or grasp. I don't use it very often. If someone knows how to use this properly, please let me know. Soteria grants 4 stacks of Soteria, each stack increasing the cure potency of Guardian effects granted by you by 70%. I've used this, but I've not seen that kind of healing. I mean, I'm gonna see. Mind you, again, I can't tell based on the fact that Mikleo's points are not low, so I couldn't tell you. But give it a go and see how it works for you. I may work on that more in the future. And again, this class really is not. This is not an effective teaching tool the way I'm doing this, because this one, and I think I will go through the dungeon tomorrow, just to give you guys a little more of a update on how this actually works. Next we have Icarus. Icarus is a wonderful ability, especially when the tank decides to hit sprint and run. It rush to target enemies or party members' location. Unable to cast if bound. So let's say I want to catch up with Mikleo here. There you go. Haha. So this works quite well. Just wanting to do Duty Finder so bad. Okay. Next, okay, here again, if I butcher these, I am so sorry. I really don't know how. All I remember is, it's just a swirly thing, you know, little round swirly thing. Because I can't pronounce these to save my skin. Gyrochol is the best I can come up with. Anyway, this is using your Adder's Gall. Now, your Adder's Gall are these lovely little blue things here. They naturally fill up as time goes by to a maximum of 3. But we're going to look at this. Restores target's HP, cure potency of 600, Additional effect restores 7% of maximum MP. Adder's Gall cost is 1. So I'm going to do this on Mikleo. Not that it's going to do anything, but it'll give you an idea of what it does. That does a lot of healing. It is a very quick way of healing. And this person over here probably thinks I'm nuts. But oh well. But if you'll notice, when I did that, it took away one of my Adder's Gall. But you'll see it's filling up, and it fills up fast. It really, really does. However, when you're in a battle and you use up all of your Adder's Gall, you get very frustrated very quickly, because a lot of sage abilities are dependent upon those 3 little blue dots right there. The next, again, this is using an Adder's Gall. This is Carachol. This is the equivalent of the other healer's bubbles. This one is a shield. Reduces damage taken by self and nearby party members by 10%. Duration 15 seconds. Effect cannot be stacked with Carachol. Again, please forgive me. I probably am not pronouncing that right. Additional effect of regen. Cure potency of 100, duration 15 seconds. Additional effect restores 7% of maximum MP. Adder's Gall cost 1. So we're going to take a look at that. Now if you'll notice, up here, we have 2 things going at the same time. One is the shield, and one is the regenerating hit points over time. So that is a very good skill to have on your hotbar. Next, we have, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right again. People, please. I don't know why they gave these names, these abilities, such weird names, but anyway, Ixachol restores own HP and the HP of all nearby party members. Cure potency 400. Additional effect restores 7% of maximum MP. Adder's Gall cost 1. So this is going to cost Adder's Gall, but it's the same as Durachol in the fact that it's an instacast, but it also is a good party-wide AoE healing. Say everybody got hit really bad and you need an insta-heal. So it's quite nice to use. Again, it uses part of your Adder's Gall, so be prepared for that. Moving on. Zoe. Again, this is another one I don't use very often because I don't see it actually doing anything. Mind you, it probably does. But again, this is one of those things where you need to practice in a dungeon, and this one is the one class I will go through a dungeon with because it is very difficult to teach exactly what this class can do. Increased healing magic potency of your next healing spell. And do I have that? Yep, I have that here. So I did that. Now I'm going to use... See, I don't really see much of a difference, although, let's see. Okay, I guess it gives an extra 10,000 maybe? That's questionable at best. So, I have it on my hotbar, I don't use it. But, You're welcome to give things a try, mix it up. With Sage, you can do a lot of mix and match. I do have my usual rotation, which I will go over in just a little bit here. Now this ability, it took me a while to figure out what this one does. This one is cool. Restores own HP and the HP of nearby party members by removing Urizen Diagnosis and Urizen Prognosis effects granted by you. Urizen Diagnosis Cure Potency 450, Urizen Prognosis Cure Potency 350, meaning if you're doing diagnosis, it's 450, if it's prognosis, it's 350. Targets not under the effect of Urizen Diagnosis or Prognosis will not be healed. So here, I'm going to show this to you. This I think is cool. So say you need to do a party-wide heal, and they don't have Prognosis on, so you use Prognosis, but now we use Pepsis. If you'll notice, it healed. And because this is so fast, you can then add it back again. You can't use Pepsis again, but you can add that back. So not only did you heal, but then you shielded again. That's actually a really cool ability. It took me a while to figure that one out, but I've got that one under my belt. Now, this one is a really good one. Yo, white mages, you like ad size? You're gonna love Sysis. Unfortunately, it doesn't do damage, but gradually restores own HP and HP of all nearby party members. Cure potency 130, duration 15. Additional effect increases HP recovery by healing actions by 10. Duration 10 seconds. This is so cool. I love using it. It is like an instant regen to everybody, plus extra healing. Like, say if you were going to use this, it gives extra healing to everybody in the party. It is an awesome ability and must be on your hotbar. Now, remember what this one said does not of stack with Tarochol. I'm hoping I'm spelled. I can't, like I said, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Tarochol is another heal and shield. Restores own target party members' HP. Cure potency 700. Additional effect. Reduces target's damage taken by 10%. Duration 15 seconds. Effect cannot be stacked with Carachol, as we've already surmised. Additional effect. Restores 7% of maximum HP. Adder's Gall cost 1. And here we go with the Adder's Gall. It's going to take it. So I'm going to do this. Now imagine his hit points are very, very low. This does a huge amount of healing as well as a shield. You can look up here. You have damage taken is reduced, and I lost that. But anyway, you cannot use that very quickly again. It has a slow recast timer. Now, here's this one. Now, this one, I usually wait till the second big pull of a tank before I put this on. Hema is all I can think that is how it's pronounced. Erects a magic barrier around self or target party member that absorbs damage equivalent to a heal of 300 potency. Additional effect grants 5 stacks of Hamiantation. Again, I could repeat this till I'm blue in the face. I can't pronounce these things for the Tinkers too. Duration 15 seconds. When the barrier is completely absorbed, a stack of the hemitation is consumed and a new barrier is applied. When the effect duration expires, the healing effect is then applied. Cure effect 150 per remaining stack of hemitation. So, in other words, you're going to put this on, okay, and when the shield is absorbed by, say, an enemy doing a boatload of damage, it will continue to heal the tank over time. See, one of the shields broke down. When the timer finishes, whatever's left will go back into healing. Alright, this one's great. Say you run out of Adder's Gall. Grants 1 stack of Adder's Gall. So say you've used that, and you are truly out of Adder's Gall. Where did it go? There we are. And your thing wasn't getting it back in fast enough? You use that to get back an Adder's Gall. You can only get 1 back, and it does take a long time for the recast timer, but it is well worth the use if need be. Holos. I have one I can probably actually pronounce properly. Restores own HP and the HP of all nearby party members. Cure potency 300. Additional effect. Erects a magic barrier which nullifies damage equaling the amount of HP restored. Duration 30 seconds. Additional effect reduces damage taken by self and nearby party members by 10%. Duration is 20 seconds. Now this is just a basic major heal. It also has the effect of restoring via healing magic is increased, damage taken is reduced, and magic barriers nullifying damage. So you have 3 effects going at once. Again, this one is a long recast timer, so don't use it unless you need it. Panhemia. Now, you have Hemia or Haima, whatever. Anyway, this is for one individual. This is for your entire party. The effects are pretty much the same as this. It's going over the entire party. Erects a magic barrier around self and all party members nearby you that absorbs damage equivalent to a heal of 200 potency. Additional effect. Grants 5 stacks of Panhemitation. Duration 15 seconds. When the barrier is completely absorbed, a stack of Panhemitation is consumed and a new barrier is applied. When the effect duration expires, a healing effect is then applied. Cure potency 100 per remaining stack of Panhemitation. So I'm going to use it, but again, I'm going to go through a dungeon probably tomorrow and show you how all this is applied in dungeon. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to use the trust system or go in with real people, but I'm going to attempt to do that so that it's a little more helpful in seeing what all these actions do. Crisis. Now, this is one that, again, I'm not entirely sure how well it's used, because I'm not seeing the effects myself. I've tried and tried and tried. It still doesn't make any sense to me. Increases hit point recovery via healing actions for a party member or self by 20%. So I'm going to give that a go. We're going to pick Mikleo here. Where did that go? I just saw it. There it is. I'm going to put that there, and then we're going to heal. It gives a little more, okay, I'll grant, but it's not a whole lot. Mind you, if needed, I guess that would make a big difference. I've just been so overpowered, it's been kind of pointless for me. But, again, these are actions that cannot be assigned to the hotbars, obviously, because these are the ones that if you use Eucrasia. But there you have it. There's your Sage. It's a little complicated, I know, and like I said, I will go back over these in an actual dungeon. That way you get a better feel for what Sage can do. Sage is a very broken healing class, and they will probably adjust it come Dawntrail. But until then, enjoy using it, because Sage is tons of fun. It is a very enjoyable class, and you don't get as confused, and you don't have a slow cast timing for healing as you do with the other classes. So, I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. So I've hoped that, that if you have any questions, please let me know. And I'm going to put this up on YouTube later today. So those of you who were not watching me live will be able to take a look and give me some ideas. I know I sound a little jabbery this morning, trying to get back into the swing of things. So I hope you had an enjoyable time. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please subscribe, and see you on the next one.